Boom. We are live. The intro might be as long as the episode itself that we will be discussing tonight. Seven Kingdoms. We're back for episode 2, Hard Salt Beef. Listen, when we plan out these shows, we're like Game of Thrones. Gotta fucking do that one live. We all weren't really familiar what we were going to get, and this is just a one location show, and we're here to discuss it. Granted, I'll just start. It's good. It's a good show. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just when it comes to discussion based, like we do a show, we are currently breaking down what you're watching. 3 different shows that span multiple storylines and shit like that. This we're just like, dude, he took a shit. That was awesome. So it's gonna be an interesting show. Mark, how are you? How was your viewing experience?
You know, it was good. That one thing that was kind of funny is that, you know, we have our little message thing that we go back and forth on, and you know, somebody posted the that Boogie Nights thing, you know, where everybody sees, you know, Mark Wahlberg's dick for the first time, and I thought it was for a Game of Thrones episode. And turns out it was for this show. I was not prepared for that when I saw it. So, yeah, good on you, the person did that.
Because is this we're currently doing Game of Thrones? Is this in the run that we're doing Hodor?
Yes, it's the same week. So
yeah. So I was like, okay. I was like, this is Hodor. I was like, that's what we're doing. I'm like, nope, we're doing. Got it.
No, this guy's got Hodor
Godzilla.
Got him beat. The amount shows we're doing, and Dong Talk is brought up. They're like, if we give Spence the opportunity, they may just start ranking them. I'm not really sure what's going to happen there. But Matt, how are you? How was your viewing experience?
I'm doing good. Yeah, you know, I'm having a lot of fun with this show. I know last week we were all kind of like, you know, it's pretty good, but I am 100% in now. So yeah, this is going to be good.
Yeah, like, if you would have pitched me, hey, we're going to do a one location basically show, I'm just like, I don't know if I'm interested in that at all. But I couldn't be more wrong. I love the setting. They know how to like keep us invested because they throw enough bannerments and stuff like that and enough terms, and just like, okay, I'm in. Like, like we get the first like glimpse of the Targaryens in this world. So like the black and red will always be like, oh fuck, okay, like, and like, it's so weird to like see, because after watching Game of Thrones, like, that the black and red are like seen as like the leaders of the the longest time for Game of Thrones, they were just the rebellion, like they were coming back to the throne. Like in all the iterations of Game of Thrones since Game of Thrones, the red and black are literally the guys. Like, they are what the Lannisters were to the Game of Thrones. Like, and that's so cool to see. Like, everybody lose their shit and like bow down to the Targaryens. So I think that's just really cool. Like, overall, I kind of like that they're like also staying away from like big things that we would know of those people, like of Baratheon, Targaryen. They're not like, there's not a name that has dropped so far that I caught that I'm like, oh, they're kind of like.
It was actually perfect timing. It was synced up with us Game of Thrones, because in this week of Game of Thrones, we're watching the Maester on the Wall talks a little bit about the Targaryens, and the two people that he mentioned are the two people we meet in this episode, Maker and the other guy. So that's kind of interesting.
Yeah. The one thing I just love about Game of Thrones and have always loved it is the lore.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's the only reason I like you throw a bunch of people rolling for one fucking common goal, like the throne. Like, I can get on board with that, with intrigue and like thing. To see that we're just like, because we've spent, I know Mark hasn't watched House of Dragon, which will come up later this year. He will have to catch up with House of Dragon. Like, that's the weirdest thing, that I'm like fully on to House of Dragon. I've seen both seasons, and Mark's like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So that's gonna be fun when I'm when the shoe's on the other foot. But like, we've only seen crown battles this entire like the entire world of Game of Thrones has always been about the crown. To spend at least 2 days, right, like 2 episodes on just the knighthood of Game of Thrones, I think is so fascinating to me. And like,
it's crazy. Like, our main character had to sell a horse just to be able to get some armor this episode.
Yeah. And like, he didn't slice someone's throat to get the armor, or he didn't like betray somebody to get the armor. He just had to get rid of one of the horses. Well, I mean, let's talk about the elephant in the room. That man had the largest cock reported, besides maybe 28 years later.
The elephant. I see what you did there. Yeah. Guys packing a trunk, I'll tell you that.
That thing, it was so comically large that you saw it before he turned around. Like, he
like, that guy has to ride on a horse his whole life.
Ain't no way. He has to tie that thumb bitch to his chest. Like, oh, I was like, this show literally like is slapstick as shit.
Oh yeah.
Like, we're currently in the Game of Thrones where like we had a guy with a wooden sword like go back and forth and talk about the god of death, and what do we say to that? Like, that's the goofiest shit sometimes we get in Game of Thrones. Then we got monster cock and like Duncan the Tall just walking around like a doof trying to be a knight. Like, it is the goofiest Game of Thrones, but honestly, it's working so well.
Yeah.
I think one of the main things is I had my doubts of like how much action is going to be in this show, because there isn't a ton.
We had a giant battle this episode. They had tug of war.
Yeah.
With Egg at the front of that bitch, which was like, he could have just laid on the rope and done the same amount of damage. I laughed. I was like, okay, cool. That, like, yeah, get this giant guy. But I think what we got, the major thing from this episode, is that we got Dunk battling with like basically like the fear of what could come to like this, like what this whole tournament could boil down to.
Oh, yeah.
Who's like, he saw bold action in front of his face and go poorly wrong for a lot of people, and like, it's basically the person like, I can do this, or I want to do this, or I think I should try this, and then sees the like, I want to play in the NFL, and then you sit by and watch NFL tackle, and you're like, you know what, I'm good. Like, I don't want to do that. So I
guess his knight must have stopped doing the tournaments, because like, I don't know how he's like never seen that stuff before.
I mean, he couldn't ride very much because he was weighted down.
Yeah, a 60-year-old man.
It was dragging the ground and slowing down the horse.
Like, his like metal cup that he uses for his armor, I think probably broke a long time ago, and like he didn't have the money to fix it. And you're like, you realize how big that thing has to be to cover that up? Like, like everybody will know who he is just based off of that. Like, even if it's face to cover.
Yeah, it was just an like, I loved how they shot that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It seemed like the most impractical way to do a joust competition I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Because like, you just feel like one person gets into the wrong, like falls over in the wrong lane. You got catastrophic meltdown from everybody.
I mean, it's like the good opening ceremony. You just throw all the action out there at once. And those are probably like the lesser knights. Those are the guys that get the one-on-one matches.
And I was just like, that's the opening ceremony? Like, Jesus Christ. What's the real shit gonna be? Like, that's...
Yeah. But
and, like the only time we ever
practically had, like, a panic attack just watching that. Because he's realizing, shit.
The only time we ever see Joust or whatever in Game of Thrones and stuff is, like, people are spilling blood pretty quick out of that shit. Like, no one walks away from a joust in Game of Thrones. It's just like, yeah, we're just doing this for shits and giggles. It normally ends poorly for somebody.
The Mountain killed a guy in the last joust we saw.
Yeah, I think so
killed
far
the horse.
The jousting we've seen so far has been the Mountain versus somebody else. So I think that's why those ones don't end well.
Yeah, I guess. Well, Dunk's fucking huge too, but he just doesn't have like the weightlifting powers.
Oh yeah. And I mean, Egg too, seeing that for the first time too, realizing, oh shit, I'm gonna have to run up and give this guy another joust, and that thing is giant.
Yeah, like Egg is probably the worst person to be his squire in this situation, but I mean, we did see the Baratheon guy come back and like request Dunk to help him. That's where the
tug of war, yeah.
Tug of war. We did see
when she took a break during the tug of war to go get a drink.
That's the funniest part of that. Like he's like, all right, I think I need a beer, and it just like goes to his guy.
Most Game of Thrones thing ever is stop for drinking.
You can definitely tell where Robert got it from.
I think probably the biggest crux in this entire episode is when the Targaryens show up and they start discussing. There's talking about like business or whatever, and he overhears, and he's basically eavesdropping. And that whole girl sequence is like,
you're dumb.
Yeah, you're dumb. And then he's like, come here, boy. I'm like, what are you hearing about? And then I was like, well, and then he's trying to explain, I need to be a knight, blah, blah. This guy, tell me you remember him. And the guy's like, kind of like green lights him because he's like, okay, like, sure, I know the guy, but like out of the goodness of his heart. But he's like, it's up to the gameskeeper if he lets you in. But then he actually gets greenlit to be in the knight situation. So Dunk's got his ticket in. So...
Although
what he does with it,
crest repainted, since he's not the knight's actual son and he can't inherit it.
Yeah, we see like minor things, like we get him getting his armor, talking about negotiating with his armor. We see him painting his thing, like
he's got
getting
the most
set up for
a conversation with a woman about trying to get that set. And you see Egg just like look at him like, dude. Egg is a great wingman. I mean, honestly, just this Egg in this episode like quickly launched his way up my favorite Westeros characters list. He's a great guy.
Is he up there?
He's getting up there for sure.
Yeah, he's pretty funny, for sure. Mark, what do you think? Anything from this episode?
I mean, it is interesting. I think I am mostly there with you guys as far as kind of like I feel like I want the show to succeed. I think right now more than like I think I actually like it. Because I mean I am on one hand I do like hanging out. It's Game of Thrones. And there am I okay, no, sir. Okay. Look like I was gone for a second.
No, you're right.
I think it's kind of interesting. Is clearly like the Targaryens are looking for, Egg and like I guess the other guy that Dunk ran into. And logic, at least in Game of Thrones, saying, oh, like man, they're gonna be really fucked if like they see like Duncan hanging out with this kid and they're gonna like probably want to like draw and quarter him or whatever. But like that's not like the vibe of the show. So I'm already thinking like nothing like that's probably gonna happen. Like even if he saves him or whatever, it's just like maybe be like a funny slap on the wrist. However, I am also sitting there going, like, we spent 2 episodes him trying to find like a sponsor to get in this game. I feel like we maybe could have, done that last week, and, done other stuff. I mean, there's only 5 more episodes of this. Like, it always annoys me whenever I see a show that has a low episode count and they're taking their sweet ass time telling the story.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's interesting too. Is I don't disagree with you at all, because this was me during, and you'll find out. This was me during House of the Dragon season 2. Like, each week, I just found myself like, fucking Game of Thrones, man. It's Game of Thrones. Like, enjoy that we're getting Game of Thrones. And then at one point, I was just like, fuck you. Game of Thrones, my ass. This sucks. Like you're wasting my goddamn time. And I'm kind of like, that's the whole, I'm with you. Like, I'm sitting there, I'm like, it's Game of Thrones, man. Yeah, he's got a large cock. Whatever. It's Game of Thrones. Like, we're enjoying our ride here. Oh, he's shitting behind the woods. We're in Westeros, baby. Let's keep it going. But I'm going to tell you, by episode 5, I'm going to be like, motherfucking Dunk, get the fucking shit going, buddy. Don't give a fuck that you're a knight in the Seven Kingdoms. I'd rather you die in the Seven Kingdoms, all right? Because I think the one thing I have a problem with is Game of Thrones is built on consequences. Like, that's the one thing that in every show, and I think that's where it gets criticism in the last few seasons of Game of Thrones, because the consequences stop. Like, there is no like longevity in the decisions that people make. And like, I don't want that. I want shit to happen. I want things to have a price, and I want things to go. So it's weird to see a nothing burger of a show. Like, nothing's wrong with it, but I still want intrigue. I still want something to move forward. I want some moral dilemma that has to happen between somebody at some point. If I don't get that, I'm gonna be quite testy at some point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how it progresses throughout the rest of the season.
And yeah, like, I think if we can get there. I mean, that last scene is like we got that good joust scene. And like, I think whatever. I mean, I hope next episode, like, we get Duncan like a sword fight or something, and then like we see some of that, and like that, and it can go up. It's just, like, I'm getting to the point where like I kind of want to see some stuff happen.
Mm-hmm. But knowing everything that we've seen from Dunk, are you going to be like, if next episode turns out he's just like this badass who's just whooping everyone's ass?
No, he's got to be beat down.
It'd be a little weird.
Like, if he's like Hulk and doesn't know his own strength and punches a guy and he knocks him out, I'm like, okay, maybe he knows he got a little bit more in the tank. But he should fail at his first task. If not, this is a little weird.
Mm.
Like Rey from Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Bitch pulling down Death Stars and shit like that, like, she's so powerful. Who the fuck? I never saw you do any of this shit. How are you that now? Like, I want to see Dunk. We've seen more shit than blood in Game of Thrones, right? And that's just in this show. That's slightly an issue for me.
Yeah, the kill count's looking mighty small in this show so far. I was ready to count a whole bunch of people once that joust started, and then nobody.
Are we technically still at 1 right now? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yep. Because we can't go back and count all the women that night banged, because I'm sure a lot of them would be on the count.
I mean, I didn't. Oh wait, no, we did see that woman moving like after. So like he was okay there. I think.
Okay. Yeah. Join us for episode 3 next week. We'll be going live to talk about what happens, and I don't even know what the name of the title is. I haven't looked it up. So, something. So we'll catch you soon. Yeah. Hey, and next week, I think it's next week. We're done with season 2 of True Detective.
So if you stopped watching for a couple episodes, you can come back and start watching again.
We're back on Mahershala Ali. So we're back. We're not back. He's back. So go check that
honestly,
out.
the episodes where we just like tear season 2 a new one are really good stuff. So check those
Yeah,
out.
if you want to go back and watch the last episode that just aired, I think it was yesterday. That was the season finale. We ripped that
it's
fucking
way
thing
better
to
than season
shreds.
2 itself.
Like, if the producers of the show, if they saw that episode, they may have stopped season 5 from like being cool. Like, we killed that show. So.
We're sorry, Nicolas Cage. We have to cancel the show.
Oh, I'm not sorry. God, I'm gonna have to watch that, and I don't want to watch Nicolas Cage do shit.
Well, just wait. Now that we've watched True Detective, that means when the season 5 starts, we'll have to do that one week to week.
No, we don't. All right, we'll catch you next week. Bye.
When you play the Game of Thrones, you win or you die. There is no middle ground.